something different about many of us in this new generation. When I speak of this new generation, I'm speaking of particularly those of us that were born after 1970 on out. Something different about us. Now, some of us have accepted the programming, the control of the Matrix. Some of us have become willing prisoners on this prison planet. Some of us decided that we were going to be manipulated by beings that we know nothing of, posing as gods. But there is a group of us that are out there that were like black sheep, that just don't feel like they fit in, that feel like it's something wrong with the way that this system is and just with the way that the world is. And we suppress this feeling just to go along, to get along, because we may have children, we have families, we have emotional attachments that are locking us into this fictitious matrix, in this fictitious world. Some of us are totally asleep. We dumb ourselves down and kill our brain cells with drugs, poison our bodies with alcohol, because we know something is wrong and we don't want to think about it. And many of us that were born in the 70s and 80s and on out into the 90s, and especially the 70s and 80s, babies knew about the way the world was back then, and we look at the way the world is now, and we know that it's something wrong because we've seen the transition of how the world used to be, and how families were, and how families are now. And we see how the music used to be and how the music is now, and we see how the movies used to be and how the movies are now. We know something is wrong. Now, if any of this is resonating with you, and you're one of those people, and if you're not, then, I mean, that's okay too, but if you're one of those people and this is resonating with you, then you may be what's called a light worker or a dark worker. And this is really who I, myself, on behalf of 13signsastrology.com, and making my videos for, the light worker. That person that knows something is wrong, the healer, that wants to do something about their own condition, that wants to heal themselves. The dark worker, that person that moves in the shadows and wants to change things but doesn't want to be on the forefront. This is who I'm making my videos for. Now, if you are a light worker, then this means you are a healer. You want to see humanity free of the control of government, the control of entities and beings that we know nothing of, and just free from control, period. And you want to see humanity begin to live off of their higher self and to be governed by their higher self, to become self-governed again. You want to see us get to that point that you know you are a light worker. Now, many people have heard of light workers, but you're thinking, what is a dark worker? Never heard of a dark worker. Is this an evil person? Darkness is evil. Darkness is merely the compilation of all light so that it appears dark. This is what darkness is, the compilation of all light on the UV spectrum combined to form darkness and dark matter. This is the dark worker. Now, the light worker works with separate lights to bring about different changes based upon what they want to see happen. But the dark worker works with all light. The dark worker works with all light and can separate the light if need be, but ultimately the dark worker works with the dark matter, which is 90% of our universe. See, we only see 10% of our universe, even through telescopes, because 90% of our universe is dark matter, dark suns, dark planets, black holes, things that we can't see. And the dark worker goes into himself and herself through a state of meditation and is able to go into the darkness of the self to explore the darkness of the universe, because your body is a holograph of the universe. Everything that exists within your body exists within the universe. As above, so below. So the dark worker learns how to work within. The light worker works without to bring about change on the outside. And both of these principles go hand in hand. Now, the light worker is going to become a very important job upon this new shift and this new energy that is coming. You see, the careers that we have right now, society is going to melt down and it's going to break down. And it's only going to be the intelligent light worker, the enlightened light worker, the intuitive light worker that will be able to solve the problems that the matrix is getting ready to encounter. It's only going to be the healer. See, a light worker is a healer. It's only going to be the healer that's going to be able to solve these problems. Now, if you are a light worker, and you know if you are because you're a black sheep, you don't fit into society, and you know it's something wrong and you don't want to suppress it anymore, the first step that you have to make is to change yourself. Before you go out here trying to teach, heal, and help everybody else, you have to, the light worker, the healer, has to heal themselves. The question is asked, who will heal the healers? And the reply is, the healers will heal themselves. See, the light worker cannot be of service to the world if he or she cannot first heal themselves and are not healed themselves, so that the light will be emanating and beaming from their crown chakra and from their aura. So you have to work on yourself. You have to change your diet. You have to stop watching so much television. You have to stop listening to what other people tell you and begin to do your own research. Just because you are a person that doesn't fit in does not mean that you're going to make the shift. It's work that has to be done. This is why it's called the light worker. And the first work that has to be done for the light and the dark worker is to work on themselves, to go in the shadows, to remove themselves from their friends and their peers and their social circles, and to begin to work on self. That's the first step. Now, once you work on self, the second step is that you're obligated. Once you work on self and you discover who you are, your mission, and your work, whatever it is. A light worker can be a musician. A light worker can be a herbalist. A light worker can be a massage therapist. A light worker can be a hairstylist. A light worker can be a lecturer. A light worker can be an entrepreneur that empowers other people and teaches them entrepreneurship by building networks through network marketing. These are all forms of light work that are healing the planet. An astrologer, a numerologist, crystal gazers, psychics. These are your light workers that use their gifts and their skills to help humanity. So these are the new careers and the new jobs that will become prevalent in this new society, in this new matrix. And a lot of the old world is going to go out and going to fall astray, and it's going to pass. It's going to die. Out with the old, in with the new. This is the new paradigm of the light worker, the shift. Now, once you work on yourself, you begin to use your skills to help people. A light worker is obligated to help people by any means, but this does not mean as a light worker that you cannot benefit financially, materially for your services, because we are material beings, and a light worker is one who masters the spirit and who masters the material realm as well. They go hand in hand. Yes, we are spirit, but we are spiritual beings having a material experience, so the light worker must master the material, must acquire wealth to be an effective light worker. Why? Because the more wealthy you are, the more people you can help. This is what the light worker is supposed to do, not to acquire wealth so that they can buy Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Prada and all of these different Polo and all these different things. And you can wear what you want to wear, but I'm saying at the end of the day, the money that you make should go back into, invest back into the people. It's about the people and empower the people so that we can become a community again. And this is what the light worker does. After you work on yourself, though. See, the community part is second, and many of us that are involved in the conscious community, or what we call the conscious and cognizant community, always want to first go out and begin to change other people, but we don't want to put in the work to begin to work on ourselves. And a light worker that is lightened, and a dark worker knows that they must go within themselves to change the reality on the outside. Because as you change the reality on the inside, you change the reality on the outside. And really, in truth, you never have to go out physically to do anything, because once you master and become a dark worker, see, a dark worker can move in the shadows and can change the world without ever going out. And that's the goal. As a dark worker can go within themselves through meditation and attract everything they need for themselves to help and to promote and to market their skills as a light worker. And as a dark worker, the light worker aspect is the going out and the changing of the light. Those things that are exposed, the dark worker aspect, or the dark worker goes within themselves to change the light. See, the darkness birthed the light. The darkness birthed the light. So that's who I make my videos for, the light worker. The light worker. One of the secrets, and I'll leave you with this secret, to becoming an effective light worker is that you need to give. You give the people information. You have to give in order for you to get. So you give information. And a light worker has to kill their ego if they want to be successful in this work. Because those beings that don't want to see us make it into our light bodies are interested in us attaching to our ego and the material self, to the point where we worship the material self, creating an imbalance, which is not Ma'at, because we deal in Ma'at. The light worker is a part of the order of Ma'at. You see, you can study about the order of the Ma'at and the Mutu Natir, the Medu Neter. A light worker is a part of the order of the Ma'at. So a light worker has to be balanced. Have to be balanced as a light worker. So if you are a light worker, you have to be an effective dark worker. And if you're an effective dark worker, you become an effective light worker. I hope this helps. If you want me to do a part 2 or for more enlightening videos, feel free to send me questions, comments, and replies, and I'll get back to you as early as I can. I thank you very much for watching the videos, and much love to the universe and to all of the supporters of the Brotherhood and Sisterhood of the Light. I leave you in peace and paradise.